Namaste, all you amazing, magnificent, magical, miraculous, spiritual, energetic, infinite beings. Welcome to this vlog, trusting the process. And before you're able to trust the process, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, I've trusted the process and nothing has ever worked out the way that I thought it had. It generally doesn't. Things always show up differently to how we think they're going to show up, because when you trust and you surrender and you have faith, like unwavering faith, dauntless faith in the universe and your higher self, the divine consciousness that exists in each and every single thing, when you have that so solid and so in alignment, you get to trust the process. So I'm going to back up a little bit in terms of the inner work. So the inner work requires consistency. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's meditation, whether it's self-development courses, whether you are doing mentoring and coaching with a particular professional, or you are just following things on YouTube, following things on Instagram, but each and every single day you are doing your bit to clear the excess baggage of the ego mind, the excess baggage of all the belief systems and the programming that we have taken on that don't even belong to us. It's getting clear on all of that. And the only way that you can get clear on that is to be brutally honest with yourself. And that is why journaling is a great thing, because you get a journal and you get to write down your thoughts, and then you get to actually really question those thoughts, to be the observer, to not be in reaction, just to be in that space of observation. And when you're in observation, that's the energy in the space that you get to then respond to whatever you have unpacked, whatever you have discovered. And it's also about consistency. And that's generally why when it comes to mentoring programs and coaching programs, and even doing a course of hypnotherapy, past life regressions, healing, whatever it is, there is this consistency required, because we have layers and layers of this excess baggage. So there is, there is no one hit wonder. There is no miracle pill. There is no quick fix. Anything that is looking to be quick, fast, that is your ego that is looking for instant gratification. It wants results, and it wants it now. It wants things done yesterday. So when you can surrender and just really go, wow, so that's coming from my ego mind. Ego mind is wanting instant gratification. Where can I actually just sit and be present? And that's also the title of this vlog, because trusting the process is a beautiful way to actually be present in your life. So I was chatting to a client earlier today. There was already this going into projections and conclusions and expectations and judgment. If I do this, then it means I have to do that, which means that I don't get to do this. There's no space, there's no flow for energy and surprises and magic and miracles and possibilities to show up when we're in that very fixed state of conclusion, reaction. So when you just get to shake that all off, and this takes practice, and that is why consistency is key when it comes to every single day being brutally honest with yourself of what is it that is not yours, what is it that you're wanting to let go of, and also looking at the past, because the past does serve as beautiful, beautiful key lessons, highlights. Let's erase, eradicate, eliminate lessons, because I've never resonated with the word lessons, because I don't believe we're here to be punished. I believe we're here because we have certain experiences and certain levels that we are working within this game of life. Florence Scovel Shinn said it beautifully in her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, that this is a game, and like in every single game, there are certain levels. And as you get past one level, you get leveled up to another level, and then you have more experience, and because of the experience you probably have extra tools, or okay, in some games are a little brutal, you may have extra weapons. But that's exactly what it's like with all our physical incarnations on planet Earth School. So there's no lessons, but you can look back to the past, and this is where past life regression is such a beautiful tool, because you get to observe certain things that happened in previous lifetimes, where you get to take the wisdom and the knowledge of that experience, of that lifetime, and you get to see if there is a occurring and reoccurring pattern that is in this present lifetime, and your dreams can give you the answers that you seek if you stop trying to analyze your dreams and see them for what they are. Because very often, dreams mean something completely different to what our logical mind has perceived. So it's a great thing, again, to journal your dreams out and then to look at your dreams in a space of a month and see where the patterns are. See where the things are that you've maybe missed because you saw an owl in your dream and now you're busy Googling owls and what they mean. And again, you're very fixated and gone straight into conclusions and judgments and an analytical mind of what that could possibly mean. So, dreams, past lives, looking at them to see what they hold in terms of these beautiful wisdoms, these beautiful pearls and gems, bring them into your present life and function from present moment as much as you possibly can. It's almost like you might even have a good couple of conversations going on within your mind when you are having certain experiences, because you're present in the experience. You're present of how you are feeling in that moment in time. You are aware of how you are wanting to possibly react when someone is saying something, stopping yourself in that moment and realizing, what's the trigger here? Why am I wanting to react this way? And what will it take for me to be present so that I can actually have the space to respond, and to respond from a place of higher consciousness? Not to respond from a place of ego, which is very much going to be that reaction. And it's also okay to observe when you are feeling those lower vibrations, when you are feeling the anger, when you are feeling the rage, and to see what is triggering it. When someone else said the other day that it's more than okay to actually sit in those emotions and act from them, I sat with that for a bit, because I know when we act from lower vibrations, all that we are creating is more of those lower vibrations. But if it's in a space where it's just us and we're giving ourselves permission to be angry, to scream, to just like really just get it out, and whatever it is you're frustrated with, and maybe you do punch a punching bag or you punch a pillow, but it's just you. There is no one else at the effect of your lower vibrations. It can only be here and contained. And if you're bringing in your spirit team into that space, they get to diffuse a lot of that anger and rage and fury and maybe sadness. They get to really just like hold it, almost like when you see in the movies these rooms that buffer this whatever's going on. Your spirit team can do the exact same thing in terms of buffering the energy behind what you're feeling. Violet flame, the law of perpetual transmutation, is a beautiful energy to literally say to your spirit team, all this low vibration stuff that I'm feeling now, I'm going to act on it in this safe space. No one else is at the effect of it. Please, can you take this from me and transmute it into something different, into something better? So you feel it, you're looking at what's actually creating it, you're letting it go, and then you're actually giving yourself that space to then bring your life force energy back into higher vibrational energies. You look for the gratitude, you look for where the joy is, you look for the gift and the blessing in the situation. And again, recognizing that this is a game, this physical incarnation is a game. You're playing it the best that you know how to, with the information that you have and with the wisdom you have and the knowledge you have. You can have far more insight into that wisdom and the knowledge and the awareness if you give yourself permission to do the inner work. So again, we're looking at the inner work. Really recognizing what's going on within you, what is yours, what is not yours. And then when you're able to clear all of that on a daily basis, that's when you get to have faith and trust in the universe to trust the process. So then when something doesn't occur the way that you thought it was, you know that the universe has got your back. You know that your future self, your higher self, has done whatever intervention it can to protect you, or to keep you at a space, because you still have an experience to go through in order for you to attain a different level of awareness and wisdom and knowledge to go to the next level in this game. How many levels does this game have? Great question. The universe knows. Your higher self knows. None of us know when our end time is. None of us know when our contract here is about to end. We do know that we're here to appreciate this experience, that we're here to be a contribution to planet Earth, that we're here to be a contribution to the future, the 5D future, the future that's beyond fifth dimension, the future that is unconditional love, that is collaboration, that is a much different way of living and functioning than we know now. In fact, I don't know if we've ever, sort of experienced it unless you have those remembrances from Lemuria and from Atlantis before everything went pear-shaped, and before that, like we're busy doing now, going into a very pear-shaped reality. However, that is trusting the process, because we haven't done what we were meant to do. We haven't fulfilled the tasks that we were meant to fulfill, which was working on ourselves. And it's about working on ourselves, because when we come here, we come with amnesia and we forget the magic and the magnificence and the miracle that we truly be. We forget that we are 24/7 connected to a beautiful Wi-Fi. This Wi-Fi, divine consciousness, the divine creator. That connection is so pure and so strong, but this reality makes us think that it doesn't exist. So we feel separate, and then we look for belonging in any way that we can. Any tribe that we can feel like, oh, this is a sense. And that is not a wrongness. It's all these catalysts that help us to remember that we're connected to something bigger, to something greater, something far more powerful, energetically powerful, light powerful. Yes, there's this darkness that exists as well, but light gets to transform the darkness into something different. So that is what we're here for. But we got sidetracked in the game of life. So we got sidetracked with all the distractions. Done a couple of vlogs about all the distractions, about where we're still plugged into the matrix. So the more, again, that you can be consistent with your inner work in every single moment of every single hour of every single day, the more trust and faith and stronger alignment you have with your higher self, which is where you get to navigate a different experience in this game of life. So I just wanted to touch base with everyone just to say that trusting the process is possible. It can be more easily enjoyable of trusting the process when you do the inner work. And the inner work, I know it's called inner work, but it's not really work. It is playful, because once you actually enjoy spending time with yourself and actually getting to know yourself again, yourself beyond the labels, beyond the personality, beyond what everyone thinks that you are or you're not, beyond what you think you are and what you're not. It's such a beautiful space when you get to remember who you truly be and to function from that space. And yes, every single day this game is going to, put something in front of you that is possibly going to test you, because tests of initiation do exist. If you've done any universal law study or sub-law studies, there are tests of initiation, which is how we level up in this game. So that when we end this game in this physical incarnation of planet Earth, if we decide to come back to planet Earth, then we then get to decide which level we are starting at. If we have got to the sufficient levels where we've done enough on planet Earth school, then we get to go to another planet, another dimension, another galaxy, whatever exists beyond our imagination. So also, if I've possibly lost you in this vlog, one recommendation, please consider reading The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. It is a phenomenal book. It's a book that you literally work through over and over and over again. That can even be part of your inner work that you do on a daily basis, because every time you read a book, I'm sure you've noticed, you will see something different every time. Also, when you've been on any sort of, or any of my particular expansion journeys, you will know that whenever you re-listen to the voice note, you will hear something different every single time. And on that note of expansion journeys, I have an upcoming expansion journey. Changing Tracks starts in real time, the 21st of November, 2022. If you are catching this vlog in the future, please just still check down in the link below, forward the link to the shop area, because expansion journeys can be visited at any time. It is the beauty of the creation. It's kind of about trusting the process and knowing that divine timing always knows exactly what is required at that moment. So maybe right now that expansion journey isn't for you. Maybe some time in 2023, 2024, sometime in the future, if the internet is still available and that technology is still there and my website is still there and the shop area is still there, changing tracks just might be something that you're required. And if not changing tracks, any of the other expansion journeys. And again, it's just about that when you read something, you are always going to see and feel and perceive something different every time because you are shifting. Your levels of awareness are shifting. Your levels of consciousness are shifting. The same time, every time you hear a conversation, sometimes you'll tell a person, but I didn't hear that. And they're like, but I said that, but you weren't ready to hear that at that moment in time. And again, it's not a rightness or a wrongness or a good or a bad thing. It just is because of where you are in the game of life. So to wrap up this vlog, trusting the process. Before you can fully trust the process, it is about doing the inner work. If you want to do the inner work with me, have a look down below. Check out my website. See if personal coaching, spiritual mentoring is something that you would love to choose. And if not, maybe it's you're inspired to choose something different, to do the consistent inner work every single day so that you get to trust the process and that you actually get to live a really deep, rich, fulfilling, authentic, and aligned life in this physical incarnation on planet Earth in this moment in time. Sending you lots of love, lots of magic, lots of blessings. Until next vlog,